Chapter 4. Back in his own room after school, Richard looked at his bandaged fingers and tried to fight his panic. It wasn't easy. The fact that his fingertips had started to ache made it even harder. He thought of Dorf and shuddered. Listen, Eric, he said as calmly as he could. Don't you think we should do some serious thinking about how to get Dorf? I mean, are you sure you don't have some super powerful weapon stashed away? How about a sub-ion warp disruptor? That was what the Space Lords of Gyrax used to blow away their enemies. It always worked, at least in the comics. Eric jumped off the stack of Yoda comics on Richard's shelf. He came to rest on the shoulders of a plastic King Kong. Fancy weapons are too expensive for us, Richard, he said. The Interspace Brigade works on a very tight budget. We have 47 million planets to look after. Our yearly allowance is 249 billion dactyls. That comes to about 67 cents on a planet. 67 cents to save Earth? Shouted Richard. That's it? That is plenty, said Eric. We saved Zweebs for 36 cents 2 years ago. Drains are a cheap menace. They can be fought with simple ingredients. Like what? Yelled Richard. It will come to me, said Eric. Just give me time. I can't believe it, said Richard. My planet is being taken over by a space hoodlums. I'm melting, and you, the commander of the Interspace Brigade, can't remember a simple ingredient. His toes began to throb. Were they bleeding like his fingers? He was too scared to take off his high tops and look. I never said I was perfect, snapped Eric. He slid down off King Kong and started pacing. Then he stopped. Perhaps I could look around your house. It might bring back my memory, he said. Sure, where do you want to start? Garage, kitchen, bathroom. I seem to remember that the substance can be eaten, said Eric. Where do you store your items of nourishment? In the kitchen, cried Richard. He grabbed Eric and headed down the hall. 10 minutes later, the Bickerstaff kitchen looked like a supermarket after an earthquake. The floor was covered with the contents of the refrigerator. Now Richard was emptying all the shelves. As he did, he showed each item to Eric. This is peanut butter. This is hot chocolate. This is rice. These are graham crackers. These are pickles. These are soft drinks. Tab for mom, Dr. Pepper for me. Salt, sugar, tuna. See anything that will kill a drain? I do not think so, said Eric. He was sitting on a bunch of grapes, and I really thought I would remember it right away. Dorf hasn't clouded your mind, has he? Asked Richard. This is an easy mission, said Eric. I have wiped out drains on lots of other planets, though I've never been freeze dried before. It must have shaken me up. He sighed. We had better keep looking. Richard got back to work. How about these? He asked. Chocolate sprinkles for ice cream. Afraid not, said Eric. Is this all? The floor, the counters, the kitchen table, and the chairs were now covered with bottles, boxes, cans, and jars of food. Yes, said Richard. It's not here, said the alien. Perhaps we can search some other Earthling's home, one with a wider range of products. We have the best kitchen on the planet, said Richard. Mom buys everything. If it isn't here, I don't know where it could be. Then he had an idea. Unless you want to go to the mall. Is there food in the mall? Every fast food made every fast food made in America. Then by all means let's go there, said Eric, and quickly. Chapter 5. The mall was busy for a Thursday afternoon. Richard wondered why. Then he saw one of the stores was having a promotion. It was for a new men's perfume called Sweat. A big fat man dressed like a wrestler was giving out free samples. Ugh, why would anyone buy that stuff? Said Eric. To attract the female of species, of course, said Eric. Girls, I can see spending money to keep them away, said Richard, but I'd rather spend it on something cool, like that. He pointed at a black satin baseball jacket in the window of a store. I don't have enough money though. Mom says maybe she'll get it for my next birthday. Of course, I may never have another birthday. Richard's hands and feet were really hurting now. After we have destroyed the drain, the brigade may find some extra money to buy you a gift, said Eric. You have earned something for all you have been through. Eric sounded so sure of destroying Dwarf that Richard felt a little better. Gee, thanks, he started to say, but Eric interrupted him. Great Ganoob, cried the alien. What is that? They were next to Mutant Splendor, a store that sold sci fi games, books, toys, masks, and comics. It was just about Richard's favorite place in the whole world. Today, the front of the store was taken up by the giant display of the Space Lords of Gyrax. The big plastic warriors had bright red wings, blue skin, and webbed feet. They were all snarling and holding laser swords as if they were about to attack. The display had sound effects too, battle noises and strange space music. Richard's mouth dropped open. For a second, he forgot about his hands and feet hurting. This is awesome, 10 times better than the comic books. But Eric didn't think so. You call these Gyraxians? He snapped. They are a joke. You mean there really is a planet Gyrax? Asked Richard. Of course, said Eric, but Gyraxians do not have wings. They have fins. Not only that, their skin is orange, not blue, and they never fight. They're the biggest cowards in the galaxy. This is an outrage. I want to speak to the manager. Eric started to hop out of Richard's pocket. Richard clammed a hand around him. How can you get so upset about a bunch of stupid toys? Time is running out. You have to remember what the weapon is. Was it Richard's imagination, or was he beginning to feel wobbly? Maybe he was dissolving faster. Eric, Richard went on, but then he froze. Dorf and Henry were walking down the mall. They were dressed in the same red t-shirt and ripped jeans. Dorf was talking and Henry was listening. He nodded his head at everything Dorf said. As Richard watched, they walked into Pizza World. Eric, gasped Richard. There they are, Dorf and Henry. Should we follow them or what? Follow, said Eric. I've never trailed anyone before. What if they see us? Do not worry, said Eric. I will make us invisible. What? You can do that? How come you didn't do it before? It is very expensive, only for emergencies, said Eric. It only lasts 10 minutes. Now let us go. He made a low humming sound that filled Richard's head for a moment. As he crossed over to Pizza World, Richard found himself humming too. He couldn't help himself. When he reached the door to the pizza parlor, Richard's hand disappeared. He looked down at his feet. They weren't there either. He was invisible.